all fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Oklahoma City right now, down low, it's the international combo of Ibaka and Adams. Andre Robertson out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Durant in at the small forward. Now here's Westbrook. And the pass to Durant. Dishes it to Ibaka. Washington with the rebound. Oubre passes to Beal. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And that one goes in. From the line that time. Washington's offense last year looked solid on paper, but in reality, it was much tougher to defend against. They could hurt you in a number of ways.
And the Wizards, Kevin, could get you in transition, but they could also, as you mentioned, they could get you with their half-court sets. Top 10 in field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage last season.
And Wall kicks to Oubre. Back to Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. Beal dishes to Nene. And the rejection by Ibaka. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
Outside, Wall. Beal with the screen for Oubre. The feed now to Beal. Here's Nene. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And, you know, for the Wizards, it wasn't just how they scored, but who scored. I mean, they ended the season with all 5 starters averaging double-digit points, and that's a rarity.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job. He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and, Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And thinking back to the Wizards having all of their starting 5 scoring in double digits last year, those are the kinds of teams that coaches hate to plan against. Any given night, one of them can step up and hurt you, and you just couldn't plan for where their points were going to come from.
Here's Oubre. Offline with his 3. The Thunder have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Cantor comes in for Adams. And Dion Waiters subbed in for Roberson. Here's Oklahoma City. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Singler, he's checked in for Durant. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook. So timeout called here. The first for Washington.
and offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on him in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Well, you look back on the Thunder last season, and the theme was injuries. Too many injuries to the bulk of their core.
And, you know, the big three, Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka, all missed significant time. Only Westbrook of those three was able to finish the season.
And the Thunder pushing it up now. Good.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we can see right there why he does.
Deflects the pass. Stolen by Waiters. And it's Foy missing.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
The Thunder have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And the first one at the line is good. Well, last season, the Wizards fell off just a bit in the second half of the year. Still, Greg, very competitive at home.
Yeah, and their strong play at home helped them weather that storm, Kevin. I mean, they ended up going 29-12 here at the Verizon Center.
Now, here's Oubre. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure. Oh! It's not possible what we just... Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner. It is possible.
And think about it, guys. That's
Smokes.
one of the few guys in the entire league who can pull off something like that.
Cantor's shot is off.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds, and they look strong here in the early going.
The Thunder shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
Wizards making a switch here. Porter's checked in. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Anthony Morrow's checked in for Kyle Singler.
Oh, good D, but better O. It's almost as if they're just standing there.
Well said. Well, for the most part, they were just standing still, Clark.
And you know what, Kevin? He's not the most explosive player on the court, but if you give him a clear lane to the basket, he'll punch it on you.
Wizards timeout called.
Washington calls timeout. Jared Dudley's checked in for Gortat. He hits the second from the line. Wizards trail by 5. Wall attacking. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
It's Beal on the wing with 4 seconds on the clock. Misses at the rim.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Oklahoma City out in front. They're up by 5. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. the second quarter getting ready to start up. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Thunder?
Playing a physical brand of basketball so far, and those trips to the foul line have been very effective.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
The great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Jared Dudley out there with Oubre. Then it's Nene in at the 5 down low. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
That's it, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Dudley.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Last year, the Thunder were in a playoff battle all season, Clark. Their road record of 16-24, a big part of why they didn't sneak into the playoffs.
Well, when you're dealing with the kinds of injuries the Thunder had last year, it's impossible to be your best, and grinding out road wins is that much tougher.
Here's Wall, following the score by Oklahoma City. Oubre passes to Beal. To the middle. Yep, it goes, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Oubre.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
2 points.
Adams' shot is good.
And really with the Thunder and their road problems last season, both Phoenix and New Orleans had better road records than they did. And had the Thunder been tougher on the road, no doubt they would have made it in.
And the Thunder with some changes. Kyle Singler comes in for Dion Waiters. And it's Roberson in for Anthony Morrow. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Oubre kicks to Dudley. There's Beal with the 3. It's hauled in by Adams.
You know, the Thunder had road trouble right out of the gate last season, guys. Only had 1 road win in their first 9 road games. They also had 4 different instances of 4 or more game road losing streaks last season. Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities. Boy, what a significant turnaround here in the second quarter, after only making 40% from the field in the first. You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs.
Washington calls timeout. And for Billy Donovan, we were talking about him. He had been with Florida for so long, the Gator program built by him. It would be a big change. He had been thinking about it, though, before. He almost took, remember that, Greg, the Magic job back in 2007?
You know, there was a change of heart for him with the Orlando gig. And Donovan's done nothing but win at Florida, and he'll have that same pressure to succeed with the high expectations with the Thunder.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Gortat's checked in for Nene, and it's Otto Porter Jr. in for Oubre. Here's Roberson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Beal dishes to Gortat. Dudley the pass to Beal. Misses off the right iron.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And it's Singler in the corner. Here's Roberson. And it's off from 3-point range. Wizards trail by 4. And Wall kicks to Porter. Pass to Gortat. Nice ball movement by Washington. Dudley dishes to Wall. 5 to shoot. No good on the triple. The Thunder leading by 4. And Durant, here we go. Adams, the pass to Durant. Rejected by Wall. The Wizards have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. The dish to Beal. Durant with the steal. And they're running. Stolen by Dudley. outside, Wall. For three. Dudley's shot is good. Dudley's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Wizards.
That's 2 straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
Defense just not reacting with enough aggressiveness. That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Cantor checked in for Steven Adams. Baca comes in for Singler. And it's Foy in for Roberson.
Timeout.
Well, it was a season last year of heartbreak and change for the Thunder, narrowly missing the playoffs as the Pelicans beat them out for that 8th position.
Yeah, and they were teetering back and forth on that 8th spot for most of the year. Ultimately, they just couldn't hold on to that final playoff spot.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Guys, for the Thunder, that playoff miss was the first time they didn't make the postseason since their first year in Oklahoma. Fans had really been spoiled with how successful the Thunder have been of late.
So for the Wizards, Nene comes in for Gortat. And Oubre is subbed in for Otto Porter Jr. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Waiters is checked in. Free throw good, Beal.
And the Western playoffs just, it seemed a bit amiss without having the Thunder involved. Westbrook, I tell you what, he did everything he could to try and carry that injured group into the postseason last year, but it just wasn't to be.
And Westbrook, here we go. The quick look, no good that time.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Here's Nene. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Nene's got it all tied up now for Washington. The Thunder have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. The Thunder have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. Now Wall. Kicks it to Dudley. Back to Wall. Gets it off. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
And really, all of a sudden, he's becoming their best distributor, doing a great job of orchestrating their offense.
Greg, typically that's not the role he usually plays. And I'm not sure how comfortable he is in it, but they've needed him to make some plays today, and he's been able to do it, to his credit.
So the Thunder 5 right now. The rugged duo of Ibaka and Adams in the middle. Russell Westbrook out there with Roberson. And it's Durant in at the 3 spot. The shot by Nene. No good.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
It's Westbrook with the drive. It's off target. He's 4 of 9 from the field. And Beal kicks to Nene. Nice ball movement by Washington. That puts them in the lead. Oubre's got the lead up to 2 now for Washington.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
And Nene with the basket on the assist from Beal. 12 points for Nene.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Westbrook. Now here's Beal. He's got 8, and it's blocked by Adams. Here's Durant, and it's blocked. There's Beal with the 3. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Westbrook, no good.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Here's Durant, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Anthony Morrow's checked in for Adams. 3rd quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Cantor checked in for Ibaka. Dion Waiters comes in for Roberson. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook. Washington calls timeout. Well, you look at the roster of the Thunder from last year, Clark, they knew how to build from within.
Well, last season's roster, everybody but one player was either drafted or acquired via trade. That's a rare combo in the NBA.
Gortat's checked in for Washington. Porter comes in for Oubre. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
And guys, for the Thunder, listen, they're not a big market team. They've had to make sacrifices with money to stay competitive. They do a terrific job with the limitations that small market presents.
Now here's Wall to the left side wing. Cantor against Nene. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And, you know, as we've seen, success in the NBA can come in a lot of different packages. I mean, it can't happen without the big free agent signing or spending. It helps to draft a guy like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, for that matter.
And so Nene nails both of them. Oklahoma City trailer. Durant attacking. The shot is off. Some solid defense there by Nene. Porter against Durant. Nene, the screen. Wall dishes to Nene. He was all alone on that one. Nene's got the lead up to 4 now for the Wizards.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Here's Wall. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
At the line for your Wizards, John Wall. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Jared Dudley's checked in for Washington. And so Wall nails both of them. 1:04 left to play in the third. Wall with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. And finished off by Beal.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, you got it real right. They are lighting it up from beyond the arc this half.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
Oubre's checked in for Porter. Wall. And the serious dunk to finish it off.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Kyle Singler's checked in for Oklahoma City. Durant hits them both.
He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Good. Dudley's got 4 points in the quarter.
The shot quality is very good here, and they're making most of them this half.
Yeah, converting at a really high level. The field goal percentage continues to creep up.
Nice shot by Foy.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Pass to Dudley. Down low. Here's Beal. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here.
Russell Westbrook.
Off the inbound. And that's 2 points on the layup. Beal's got 12 in the game. Westbrook. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. Wizards lead by 8. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And the final period of play just about to start. That'll be a 5-second call.
I mean, you've got to have more awareness on the floor and not make those kinds of errors.
Yeah, brain fade, brain neutral error, and those will cost you.
Wall with it. Westbrook picks him up. And here we go with Waiters running it up the court. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Otto Porter Jr. out there with Jared Dudley. And it's Gortat in at the center position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Washington.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Well, you've also got to love how aggressively they've taken that ball to the basket and scored off dribble penetration.
Wall passes to Gortat. And Wall kicks to Dudley. Wall dishes to Dudley. Shot clock at 5. Westbrook with the block. Here's Gortat. There's Porter with the 3. That's good.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Here's Westbrook following the three-pointer by Washington. Beal from long range. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Adams has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Waiters. Rebound by the Wizards. Gortat's got 3 rebounds now in this one. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. And Washington making a change here. Nene's checked in. Beal the pass to Wall. Nene left side. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, that was nice.
No doubt. There are assists, and then, guys, there are assists.
Porter, a screen on Westbrook. And Dudley kicks to Beal. There's Porter with the 3. No good. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. And there's the call on Nene. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Thunder making a switch here. Durant's checked in.
Kevin Durant.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
If they can't take care of the basketball, they're going to have a very hard time turning this game around.
True. Their turnovers are piling up in this quarter.
Wizards leading by 16. And Dudley kicks to Nene. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's having.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
The Achilles heel of this team right now, turnovers.
6 points given away on miscues. They can't afford many more if they're going to cut into this lead.
And Wall with the slam. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
Guys, hard enough to win in this league, but when you continue to hurt yourself because of miscues, makes it all the more difficult.
Well, you put yourself in a tough spot. I mean, 8 points yielded off turnovers this quarter already.
Offensive rebound. Beal dishes the Wall. And he lobs it up toward the rim. The shot no good.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly. They're losing their concentration here, guys. Some sloppy play going on right now.
Yeah, 2 turnovers in a row, and that's always a recipe for disaster. And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
It's really been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half. Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
That'll be a 5-second call.
And with that, they've now surrendered 10 points off turnovers in this quarter alone.
And those mistakes are the reason why they have this deficit.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Kendry checked in for Adams. Singler comes in for Serge Ibaka. Anthony Morrow's checked in for Roberson. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds that time.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
Here's Nene. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Nene's got 24 points.
Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Singler with it. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
And continuing to cough it up here, the TO's threatening to cost these guys the game.
Yeah, you want to get a shot every time down. Even if it's a tough shot, any shot is better than no shot. You just don't want to turn it over.
That's good. And that's now 26 points for Nene.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Wizards.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Nene. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Here is Durant. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Trying to come back, Kevin, and you can't afford too many mistakes. His fourth turnover hampering their efforts.
And he gets it to go.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
Wizards ball.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Knocks it loose. Feeds to Dudley. Fires for 3. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
You never want to point the finger at one person in a team game as to why a team is struggling, but his 5 turnovers have slowed down what the offense has tried to do.
Now, here's Cantor. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Yeah, foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there.
Which he clearly wasn't on that play. Or maybe he was thinking just about something other than basketball.
Well, speaking of thinking, back home, guys, we call that a good old-fashioned brain freeze.
Washington calls timeout. They lead by 33. There's 38 seconds left in the game. Washington making some changes. Gortat's checked in for Nene. Oubre comes in for Jared Dudley. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Beal. Inside. And it's Gortat finishing it off.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
That's an inexcusable mistake, guys. That's not the way to get back in the game.
And I don't know if anybody can tell you what he was thinking, because I certainly have no idea.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And he's good on the second. That'll be a 5-second call.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
Now here's Wall. And stolen by Singlet.
John Wall. That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Washington. Randy Foy. Taking 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Oubre kicks to Gortat. He dishes it to Temple. From deep, Wall. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds.
Not doing them any favors with those kinds of errors.
Especially now, Greg, with every possession being so crucial.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire.
Another one.